had checkmate in one, and I was just like contemplating for like a half a second, ready to move. I didn't see my clock; it was almost out, and I lost the game that was won. But it was fun. We enjoyed ourselves and got my mind off a lot of things. And we'll do another one right now. A minute and 20 seconds. We'll start, and hopefully we'll win this time. The last game was very instructional, and I was happy to be playing in such a large crowd. My grandson just wrote on What's Up that I actually went up from 1,700 in my first game to over 1,736 after just about winning it. So we're playing in front of a large crowd, which is pretty exceptional because so many people starting out on Twitch, are playing for just a few people. I've got the large crowd that I've got there. You probably don't even see them because most of them are logged in a way that they don't even show up there in the viewer category. But my son has a software that my grandson has a software that can. It gives detailed reports on all those kinds of things. Okay, so we got 13 seconds to go. My lurkers are going to show up. They like to tweet. They like to look at Google News. They do stuff until the last second, and then they suddenly appear. Okay, that you play black, that you play white. This is Lady Karma. And we clicked Lady Karma, see what we get. We played black last game. That we had a one game, except we didn't play the last move. And let's play like we always do on Stineitch. We started out with e4, f4, and this is the principles that I teach for the Stineitch method is not to trade these pawns in the center, to keep everything in a sense tight up there until you get castled. Now, if he takes there, we retake with this pawn, and that's good. We'll have this file opened up right here. We're going to do like a little tricky move here. Yeah, we really can't do that yet. We're going to castle. The tricky move I was planning is not possible because this bishop was here. I was going to move the knight out here and get an attack. Oh, wow. He's doing a lot of interesting moves over there. He doesn't have any, if you analyze this, he doesn't have anything happening on the king side. And I can already see some attacks that I have planned over here on this white diagonal. I advanced this pawn because I want to advance up to here, trade off, and then attack on this white diagonal against his king. We'll see if this works. It might. It just might work. You never know how things are going to turn out. But I'm attacking this pawn here. I'm attacking that pawn. And he took there. And I wanted to get this pawn out of the way. Well, he's not cooperating there because I wanted him to exchange one more. I'm going to take with this. If he retakes with the knight, I can do what I want to do. If he retakes with that pawn, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. But one way or another, we'll do it. I'm convinced that we're going to do something great here. First thing I want to do is keep that pawn from advancing, keep him from castling. That bishop is kind of unassailable right there. Would like to move this out of the way, but I really can't. Oh, but I can if I Ooh, but I gotta watch out for this. Okay, you see how the king is on the white diagonal now? It's hard for black to attack him because he's got his pawns on that diagonal. It's going to be hard for a bishop or a queen. So that should be a pretty safe place for the king for right now. And we'll see. It looks like he's doing pretty good, but at the same time, we do have a few. Oh, you want to see the board? Oh, thanks for telling me. Christ. Gameplay. Thanks. That happens to me sometimes. I get going and, cool. Okay, so, that's the game. We're 3 minutes and 19. We're doing okay on the clock. And we're trying to break through here. I'm trying to break through on this white diagonal over here. And I don't want to screw around too much on time. I'm just going to guard that pawn a little bit better while I think about what to do. And maybe he'll make a mistake. Hey, thanks for telling me there. Yeah, another beginner Twitch person here, I guess, or maybe even advanced. Maybe it happens to all of us, no matter how long we do this. This knight's got to get advanced at some point, so I'm already going to bring him out. And right now we're kind of equal on time. Okay, I can see what I have to do. I want to free up this bishop, so I got to move this knight over here. And to do that, I need to have him protected by the queen. That's why I brought the queen over there. And then we'll have the queen, the rook, and this pawn against this pawn. Okay, it went that direction. Okay, but I can kind of see what I have to do here already too. That gets a line on his king, kind of pins that knight. He can't advance this pawn to break the pin. Okay, I also see what to do here. I'm going to advance this. If he takes that, I'm going to have a very strong attack on those two bishops that are lined up right there with my rook, because he takes that pawn and boom, the rook is coming against that side. And we basically castled queen side, so if we can break up these pawns and get this rook activated over here, it's going to help us a lot. Okay, we'll try what I was planning. I don't know how he's going to protect that rook, this bishop. And if he can't protect it, we take that one. So we're doing okay on time. If you try something over here to get a discovered check on this bishop, we can immediately trade off the bishop. So this bishop is actually pretty safe. We have to keep that in mind. When you're playing the clock, always have some contingencies already in mind. When I see the attack on that bishop, I already know to exchange it. If he moves that bishop, I already know I'm going to take that. So, his best move would be to take this. And if he takes this with his bishop, I'm going to take with my queen. And then, oh, that's interesting. He came over there. Okay, now he'll probably take here because that thing's threatened and now he's going to finally see it. But I'm going to come up here and put him in check, and it's going to be pretty hard for him to escape because he's going to have to move the king up there, and then the queen comes down to here. I don't know what to do here. I mean, there's probably something I'm not seeing in terms of checks and stuff, but I think it'll be Not exactly checkmate, but close, because this knight is pinned. If the knight could come over there, and now I believe that's check. Oh, no, not quite. Ah, rats. I thought I had him checkmated. Okay, so this is checkmate. All right. And wow, thanks for telling me they're a real bad guy. Love it, love it. Anyway, we'll do the analysis board just to see if that was an actual good opening. That person has a 1,500 and a question mark. A 1,500 and a question mark in lead chess basically means a person could be rated anything at all, because that's a score they give people when they first sign up. Okay, the opening was okay. We did a pretty good opening up to there, and then we really screwed up. Let's just run through it really quick. With Stineitch, you always have E4 and then F4. That's what we're studying on this channel. Stineitch principles. Keep the pawns from being traded. Keep the center, in a sense, tight. Okay, I'm going to click here so they'll show us the next move. Okay, they're saying to move that pawn up. I didn't do that because I like to castle quickly. And they're still saying to move that pawn up. Okay, that was a kind of... Okay, finally I moved the pawn up. Interesting. Oh, you see that pawn was pinned. I could have lost a pawn right there. That's why I went way down here. I wasn't even thinking about that pin. You should automatically start thinking about that. But I got away with it because he didn't see it. And I'm still... Okay, finally, when I move the king back, now it's back to 0. When I got the king off in that diagonal. And he was making a few mistakes here. I finally came out of the hole. You can see the ball rising now. And he castled that side. We're very far ahead now, 5 points ahead. Whoops, sorry about that. Happens to me sometimes. Okay, click. Where were we? Okay, right about there. Okay, so got the king out of the way. I'm just going to click through this really fast so we can play another one. Okay, but they were going down. And there, okay, and there we can see we got mate in 4. So, I don't know if that's so instructive. I try to have a more valid opening than that, but I don't know. It just shows how to come back when you're behind. You need to do that. Okay, so let's end this stream, and I'll be back in like 30 seconds.